Rachel and welcome back to my YouTube channel. And today I have my September plan with me, which I know it's like way after September started, but it's kind of hard for me at least to do like September because it's really early in the school year and a lot of things are happening, at least for me, in September. But yeah, I hope you enjoy it. Okay, so it's actually the first time I fully fleshed out a September bullet journal theme because for at the start of the year it's kind of challenging for me, so I'm really proud of this and how it turned out. Even though it's like halfway through the month, let's pretend that didn't happen and that I did it at a normal time. But anyway, I actually started sketching out some of like what I wanted to do for the cover page when I was in art class. I'll include like a little video of when I was doing that in art class here. And so yeah, I've been using paint a lot more in my bullet journal, if you've seen. So I've been using these opaque water gouache from Save Your Fair, and the first thing I did is just like I started painting it a blue sky at the top, and then I wrote September in like just felt tip marker so that I could have it there because I wouldn't be able to see it if I erased it, and I already kind of sketched it out and I was happy with how it turned out. So yeah, I did that, and then I'm painting like a blue sky, and I'm using these Save Your Fair paints, as I said before, which my white one's actually kind of running out, so I may need to buy a new like white paint. But yeah, I started painting some clouds on the top and just around in general. And oh, I forgot to say what theme I'm doing this month, which is a like Arizona, just like desert kind of theme. So as you can see, I'm just drawing like mountain, what is it called, like a mesa, I guess. And it's like a mountain that's just out of the ground, that's just like very red or orange, I don't know. I saw a lot of these when I went to Arizona, which was really cool. And yeah, so I decided that would be my theme, and I had a lot of the pens that I would need for this theme, which was really nice. Using like the pens that you have, because obviously it's like better to use the pens that you have rather than, you know, buying new pens that you don't really need for anything else. So that was really nice. And now I'm just using my Archer and Olive acrylograph marker. I got the Jewel set, and this is the like sand color one that I used, and also I used the One for All acrylic marker for the actual like mountain or mesa, which I've used before in my Australia bullet journal theme. So I bought that at a craft store near my house, and I had it around, so I was like, I should use this again. You know, I've been using my acrylographs a lot, but we can mix medias. We can use a lot of different markers, because obviously here I did mix actually a lot of different types of markers that before I usually been like either just choosing kind of one type of medium and just going with that, but I mixed a lot this time, which I used the acrylographs, paint, the One for All acrylic marker, which is kind of similar, it's just a different brand, which I feel like they're like the same. Actually, the one that I bought at a craft store near my house ended up being more expensive because I bought it like singularly. Well, I bought like 4 of them, but I bought them not as like a set when the acrylographs were actually a set. So, I mean, I don't know. I like both markers like equally pretty much. There's like not really that much of a difference to me personally. I've been really liking these type of markers. Obviously, I've been using them in my bullet journal a lot recently. And yeah, I just used Muji washi tape as like the outside border so that I could take off the tape and it would be perfect borders and lines. And that's something I've been loving doing in my bullet journal recently as well. So now I'm painting the inside of the cactus, which I did a few layers on this because I wasn't really sure what I'd want to stick with and what I liked. So yeah, I'm just like mixing the green colors. I use like different shades of green, maybe added some more blue, added some more yellow, and added white to it to see like what kind of colors I wanted to have in my bullet journal. Not my bullet journal, just on the cactus in general. Yeah, I think it turned out pretty well. Yeah, and now I'm using like a darker, more blue shades and like a few different shades to add some little grass, which is something I saw when I was in Arizona. I went to like Arizona, Colorado, Utah, those 3 states. But yeah, I like messed up with a little bit with the paint, so I'm just using the acrylics and the acrylographs to add on top of that, which is something that's really nice about all of the mediums that I'm using in my bullet journal right now, is that they're like really nice to paint over and on top of things, because obviously the acrylographs, the acrylic markers in general, can just go on top of things really well, and paint obviously like goes on well on top of things, because like the acrylographs are paint markers, so that's why they go on top of stuff well. So yeah, I'm just doing different layers and trying out different things. I had a lot of inspo pictures for this like spread, so I'll include some of them here. I took like I just combined a lot of photos that I liked together. This September, like how I wrote it out, it's kind of like supposed to be inspired by like wires that they put just like to like fence things, and that's kind of like why it's like goes off the edge on both sides. And you can see right now I'm trying to use my like felt tip marker to write on top of the paint, and that ended up not working really well, so I ended up using a gel pen, but the gel pen ended up not being the color I thought it was, so it was more dark than I thought it was going to be. Oh wait, why did it skip so much? So it turns out I sadly accidentally didn't record, or I just accidentally deleted this video of me making the quote page on the other side, which is really sad. I used Crayola Super Tips for it, for like the top, the if a flower and can flourish in the desert, you can flourish anywhere. And for the flourish anywhere part, I used both my Crayola Super Tips and some gel pens when it was on top of the rocks. And yeah, I'm really happy with how it turned out, so it's kind of sad that the footage got deleted. I remember filming it. I think I might have deleted it because I thought I added all the clips to the video and then deleted all the clips so that I wouldn't have so much storage, because I was having problems with storage. But yeah, sorry about that. I hope you guys enjoyed the quote page anyway. So let's get back to making my bullet journal and making the calendar. So I just did what I usually do, and I'm using these Pigma Microns in 08 to make the calendar, and I'm really happy with these Pigma Microns. I've been using them a lot and really liking them. And I actually still did a 6x6, even though I'm using a new bullet journal, and I think it does have a different number of dots in it. I think that it has more dots. Amanda Rachel's bullet journal, I think it has more dots than the ones that I had before. So I just have like a few extra on like the right side and on the left side than I usually did, but in general it's like the same. I just did 6x6 just because I'm used to it, and I could see if I could do more, but I don't think that more could fit. But yeah, I'm still like pretty happy with it. So now I'm just mixing together a bunch of orange colors that kind of look like if you were seeing like a mesa, or kind of like Antelope Canyon, like those colors, and just like in general like colors of the rocks around there. And I'm taking some washi tape, which was already really thin, but I cut it in half so it'd be even thinner, and I'm writing September out in tape. And you can see it, like, I had to move it around a little bit. This was a little bit challenging. I think that it could look better. I wish obviously it could look like less like tape maybe, but I think it still looks nice. I showed it to my friends and they really liked this page. They were like, woo, just fun. Yeah, I mean, I'm just putting the tape. It was like kind of challenging to cut it. I just like used my fingers to hold it so I could cut it. It was a little challenging. Now I'm just moving all the letters because I realized I'm going to run out of space. Also for this, I was thinking a lot about what I wanted to do, and I wanted to do something different for like the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday than I usually do, because when I usually do that, I mean, I don't know, it's just like usually really boring, so I wanted to do it more interesting and actually fill up the space at the top, because I feel like I have a habit of not actually putting anything at the top of my calendars. So I thought that I'd put little stamps, because I had these little stamps just all around the back of my cover page, or not the cover page, on the back of like this setup. So I thought it'd be cool to have stamps on top of here too, because I actually really liked how it looked. So I decided to do that. But actually the stamps on the top of this are actually from Australia, which is kind of funny because this theme is like all about like Arizona and like over there like out west. It's just kind of funny, but yeah, so I'm just mixing a bunch of like using the different color of like oranges so they look different next to each other, even though some of them are similar, and just covering up all of the tape that I put down and just making it so it would say September when I take off the tape. And I'm waiting for it to dry, and I'm just like peeling. Okay, I think I'm going to peel it off actually already. So I'm peeling off the edges, and I just love using tape to clean off the edges. So I think it looks so pretty, and it makes it just look so like perfect and pristine and just like wonderful. And I'm taking off the tape inside. It did get a little bit messed up because I think sometimes the paint would go underneath where the tape was, which is okay. I still actually really like it. Yeah, I think it's like a cool look. I feel like this theme in general was a little bit less cohesive than some of my other themes have been, because I use a lot of different things in this like spread. Yeah, and now I'm just like thinking about what do I do. I used my Archer and Olive acrylograph to put the little dots everywhere so I can write the days of the month on them. I feel like next time and in general I should make these dots bigger so that I can write like the bigger days, because like 22, 25, it's kind of hard to write on a small dot compared to like 1 and 2. Yeah, so now I'm just drawing little boxes that are stamps, and you may be like, what are you going to do in these stamps? They're just going to be like little stamps that just say day of the month in them. I mean day of the week in them. That might be a little boring. But I actually got it to actually look really cool, because I used tape inside of them and I painted inside of these little stamps, and I think it looked so cool, and I used a bunch of different patterns. Some of them repeated a little bit, but I tried not to have them repeat too much. But yeah, I just used things like throughout my spreads that I used of like doing like different things like that were in the previous spreads. Like you can see here, I'm doing the one that's kind of like the September, which is kind of like Antelope Canyon, or just like in general like rock patterns. And then the one on the left is like this like desert with like these little like plants on top of it. And then the one I'm drawing right here is going to be green with some yellow dots, which is kind of like the cactus that I do on the front. Actually, I didn't finish the dots yet. But yeah, I just moved the tape because it's good to like not have to waste all this tape and just like reuse it. Even though it's getting paint on it and stuff, you know, you can still reuse it. And yeah, now I'm just making another sky blue because I think my other blue got messed up a little bit or something. I don't know. I think I wanted to just change it a little bit. So I'm adding a blue there, and I'm going to add clouds on it later. You can see I just add the white dots on it. So it's kind of like the cactus on the cover page, except it's less like the dots are just all around everywhere. I'm adding blue to the one on the second to the left as well. And that one's also going to be like a cloudy sky, which I think looks cool. I did repeat that one, but in the other ones, they're all like different. I don't know. And then for the last two, I did like kind of like a rock on it. So it's like the orange color, which is my One for All acrylic marker, I used that as well as the art journal and acrylograph marker. I used them together. This one, the background was like the desert sand color, and then on top was the more orangey color. And yeah, on the last one, I guess I didn't really need to add the tape because it ended up just being like with markers, so I probably could have just done it without the tape. But I decided to make this pattern that's kind of like wood, which you'll actually see on the next page. And I planned out when I was in art class, and I was like so happy when I realized that it was perfect because I'm using it as a mood tracker. And when I found out that it was actually perfectly 30 after I was counting it and making sure for so long, I was so happy. Okay, now I'm just taking off the tape off the other thing for a second. And I'm just adding Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday on top in the little stamps. So now I'm doing what I was just telling you guys about, which is this mood tracker, which I'm just using my 0.8 Pigma Micron, and I'm just outlining these things that I already sketched out. I'll add a little snippet of me actually drawing, like sketching it out, sketching out like the actual thing with pencil. But yeah, it actually ended up being perfectly 30, which is so cool and I'm so happy about. So now I'm just going to add the numbers to them so that I know what day of the month it's going to be. But yeah, it's perfect 30. And I'm setting mood on the top and then tracker inside of that brown like line. And on the right, I did a bunch of habit trackers. So I just drew little boxes with the calendars like I usually do. Since this bullet journal, this is kind of where I realized, I think, that this bullet journal has more dots than the one I had before. Because I had to do 2 spaces on the right, a space in between each calendar, and then 1 space on the left. And this is just with 7, each of the little calendars being 7 spaces wide, and them just being the size of a calendar. At the bottom I just wrote habits in calligraphy, just freehanded it with my Crayola Super Tip. Wrote the moods where I can use in both the mood tracker and the habit tracker so I can calculate how well I did with something. I'm so sorry for the construction noise. I'm just going to try and do it if they can not be like this. But yeah, I just finished the calendars. And now I'm doing my weekly spread, which I'm just using tape, some washi tape, to just make it so I can have a box right in the middle of my weekly spread, because I just use it as kind of like a rolling weekly spread where every day I just add a little box and I put the day of the week it is, and then I just put my to-do list under that, and then once that day finishes I just add another box so that I can do the stuff for the next day. Yeah, and I'm just adding a blue sky, add it to the top so it kind of looked like it was a cloud in the top, and then a blue sky, and then using my One For All acrylic marker to make it so there was like a rock and then like a desert at the bottom. And I added some of this green using the paintbrush to make it look like there were little plants at the bottom. And I'm just adding clouds with the white, obviously. I told you guys before, I'm running out of white, so I think I need to get more. And then I'm just taking off the tape. I'm just putting it on the side so I can use it for later. And then I'm just adding the boxes on top. And now it is time for the final flip through. Thank you so much for watching this entire video all the way through. I really hope you enjoyed it. I really enjoyed making this theme. I feel like it was a little bit more bright than I would like. If I was making it, I'd make it a little bit less bright, but I still actually really, really like it. And I like all the different parts of it, even though it was a little bit less cohesive than some of my other things. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Bye! Okay, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and comment down below what other videos you'd like to see from me. And yeah, thank you so much. Bye!